Hey guys, this is Leo from the future with a quick update before going into this episode. I kinda forgot to record the audio for my reaction with the microphone, so the audio will be a bit worse for the reaction, but the review part in the second half of the video should still be as good as it has always been. So I do apologize if the sound is a bit off, or if, yeah, that's basically it. If it sounds a bit off to you, it's because the audio is recorded with my camera instead of my microphone. I apologize for that, and hopefully it won't happen again. But yeah, I'll leave you to my past self to deliver you the reaction to this episode of March Comes In Like a Lion. Yokoso minasan, I'm Leo, another professional weeb, and today we're reacting to March Comes In Like a Lion episode 4. This time I did it right. But yeah, March Comes In Like a Lion episode 3 was a really beautiful episode. I thoroughly enjoyed the direction of that episode, and I very much enjoyed the fact that Hina and Nikaido got more character development, as well as Rei, and we got to even know a little bit of Nikaido's butler. It was a great episode, especially from a director standpoint of view. The way the scenes were arranged and put together in just an entire episode, it was really beautiful. And I'm wondering what's going to happen in this episode, because last time we ended up with Rei and Hina at the bridge where she was crying and he was thinking about his family. I assume we're probably going to start from that point, or at least get to see what happened later that night. And maybe this episode would be more Rei or Hina focused, I assume. I don't think we'll get a new character, or a new important character at least, because it feels way too soon. We just got more information on our main characters, and we probably need a little bit more characterization to them. So yeah, but other than that I have no idea where the show is going to go now. I assume Rei won't have a match in this episode because he just had one in the previous one. So yeah, probably a more character-driven episode this time. But if you guys watch this episode, if you made it this far in my reaction and you want to support this channel, click that like on YouTube. You know, it actually helps me so much. It gets my video promoted. So if you want more people to see my reaction, watch it till the end and click the like button. That's the secret. The more watch time and the more likes I get, the more the video is promoted. But if you really want to support this channel, you know, there's the link on Patreon at the bottom of the screen. You can always check that out and see if it's something that you may be interested in, something that you would like to do to support my channel. But with that being said, I'll get into the 4th episode of March Comes In Like a Lion in 3, 2, 1, let's jam! Okay, got to fix my volumes once again. But we're starting with the opening, another episode. Probably most of the episodes will start with the opening, since that's the way they seem to be doing them. Except maybe if there's like really important episode and they need the extra time for actual animation, for actual new content. That's when I see them skipping the opening or doing something along those lines. You know, I usually like to sing, or you know, something like that during the openings too. But for this opening it's kind of hard. It's a more chilled song, you know, it's something that you just want to listen and relax to in a way. It's a really good song, but it's not one that I could sing, especially with my voice now. I'm terrible at singing. I'd rather save you guys from that side. I wonder how the second opening will be. I've seen actually the second season's opening, but I assume this first season has another opening which I haven't seen. I have no idea what's about, but that's a while way forward. And this episode is going to be focused on Hina, so I'm really happy about it. We get to learn more about her. Oh, a cute lunch. Is she going to make lunch for someone? Or something like that? Why does she want it to be so cute? Ah, okay, so somebody has a crush. Apparently, he's very good at with his fingers. Yeah, exactly. He's good with his hands. Oh, I actually haven't had that either. I wonder how they taste. I never ate this kind of nuts before. I used to play a lot with them, but never had them as food. Oh, Takahashi. So she fell for the cool guy. Ah, that's actually cute. So she liked him before he was actually a star. She's actually making plans how to make the lunchbox. Damn, she actually goes all in with this. But you know, guys, don't. If you're a girl and if you want to surprise your crush with something that you make, some food that you make, you don't have to make it really complicated. Trust me, just the act of you giving him something that you worked on is enough to convince him about your determination. So yeah, you don't really have to try this hard to make. Hold. He got caught in the middle of the sisters' conflict. Damn it. She won. Oh my god, what is she going to cook? is is he going to make the a whole week's worth of food for him? Ah. Mama is awake. Aww. I think he's her big brother. That's actually so cute, but yeah, it's so awkward for him. Mm, yeah. Yeah, he should pay because yeah, he makes enough money to help them out a little bit. Obviously, they struggle without a parent actually, having a real job to help them. They only have Akari basically and their grandfather. So she likes to make them soft and fluffy. That's why the cats are so fat. Ah. Yeah. I wonder if I just thought about it. Will Akari like Nikaido because that's like the joke going with him. He's soft and fluffy, basically. He doesn't need to be made soft and fluffy. I wonder if they'll ever meet, but I think they'll have a fun interaction if they do. Damn, I just thought about it. That would be such such a fun interaction between them. Oh no, everything is going wrong. Cooking that kind of food is actually quite difficult. Even I cook from time to time, but I mainly stick to simple stuff, you know. I don't venture into very difficult lunch boxes. I actually like they didn't over sexualize, you know, the scene where she's changing. I mean, obviously she's showing more skin, but the trend with a lot of anime is to go really overboard with the fan service, and I'm glad that this anime doesn't do that. It would be out of place, you know, if we had a lot of fan service in this kind of show. So he started thinking about himself too after he saw how she's thinking about that guy. Okay, so that's Takahashi. So she's not the only fangirl. Obviously, he's the idol. Obviously, a lot of girls are into him. Okay, so he's really good. But I wonder if he's going to care about her, if you think about it, because he's so popular. He pretty much can get any girl he wants. Yeah, it really looks like that. Oh, we're going to get deeper into this part of his past. So who's that person? That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's his mom, but you never know. Why was she on top of him? Did he like get raped or something like that? Abused in that kind of way? Because it seemed that way, the way she was on top of him. Oh no, she's not going to deliver her lunchbox to him at this rate. He didn't even notice her. She was left behind. That's so sad for her. She worked so hard to impress this guy, and he didn't even notice her. But you shouldn't throw it away. Don't do it. Just eat it with your family. Oh, so he stuck with her until the end. Oh, that's so nice. It's really cool that stood all the way till the end of the match. Oh. Aw, she really admires her sister. But you know, she's not able to show this side of her to anybody else other than Rei. Maybe it's because he already seen her in this scenario before, or maybe she likes him in a way. I don't know what's the age difference between them. I assume Rei is like a year or two older than her. Rei is 17, right? And she's in middle school, so she's like 14, so maybe more. So maybe he's like 3 years older. 3, 4 years older. I don't know. Aww. That's the right thing to say, you know? Akari is still such a nice character. She has this motherly aura around her, even though she's just her big sister. So that's why they fought at the beginning. So I see. She learned from their mother. Oh, that's so beautiful. The way she's teaching her little sister what the mother taught her. That's brilliant. Really brilliant. The cats are dead on the floor. Yeah, she's going to need that training, but at least she's still happy. She was down because of it for a bit, but yeah, she's now got over it. Really cool, really cool. I think she likes Rei, or at least a little bit. She's into him. Oh, so cool. It's cool that Nikaido is still sticking around Rei. He doesn't like to admit it. Nikaido is kind of trying to learn in a way. He's trying to get better by playing with Kiriyama, who's better than him. It's really cool that he's still trying hard. I think losing his friendship would be more of a loss than losing his rivalry. And I think Nikaido feels the same way about it. I wonder if by the end of the show he'll actually have a technique named after him. Neck burger. I'd like some Giga back right now, if I'm honest with you guys. Would be pretty good. But it's cool that Nikaido's now watching over his diet. Oh, that's Mama. What is she doing in the middle of the path? Bodoro? Who's Bodoro? Oh. Oh. Is his name actually Botaro, or is it different in the actual anime? I know it's very popular in Japan, but I never watched it, so I actually don't know. I guess because he's fat and fluffy, he looks a bit like him. Oh, so we get to see Akari in Nikaido interacting. so so she's really into soft and fluffy. That's so stupid. I was thinking about what kind of interaction they might have, but I wasn't expecting her to actually like him. Oh, that's so cute. This should be a pretty new experience for him as well, because he's a rich guy, and yeah, they're living in a pretty old house. Yeah, for him it seems that way. Duh. This artwork though. It looks like out of a shoujo manga. It's that kind of style. Yeah, exactly. That's what she likes. That's so funny. It's cool that she has her side. This side for I mean. Oh no. She's so determined to. Well, I guess her work helps her with making food that Nikaido might enjoy and it's not too heavy on protein. So she only cares about him. Oh. How did his butler find him though. Okay, sorry. It was GPS. Yeah, he's the kind of person who would always look out for him. And who doesn't even realize. Yeah, he doesn't even realize that he's getting spied by his butler. But yeah, his butler is good. He's not trying to do anything wrong. He's just protecting him. That's nice. Both of their families, are coming together now. That's really, really cute. Oh, so that was the episode. Damn, that was actually quite fast. For a moment, I thought it was just the halfway point, but it already ended. It was a great episode. A little bit slower on the pace compared to the previous one, but it was great. We got to learn more about Hina and Akari at the end with her liking soft and fluffy things. That's just the weirdest thing, to like, but it's cute, it's cute. I guess because she's such a protective person, she wants the people around her to be as healthy as possible, and she sees being skinny as not being healthy, She wants to make everybody in her life soft and fluffy. But yeah, guys, I'll talk in more depth about this episode at the end of this video. So I'll see you in just a little bit. Alright guys, so March Comes In Like a Lion episode 4 has reached its ending, and so far in this anime, this was probably the simplest episode we got so far. The least amount of information was communicated through this episode compared to the previous 3 where we got a lot. Each episode basically we got either new characters introduced, we either got more development for the characters that we already had. But in this episode, in the first half, the focus was mainly on Hina and on her first crush basically. And in the second part of the episode, I believe it was supposed to be more on Nikaido and his interaction with both Rei and Akari. So kind of bringing him together in their familiar group, or yeah, basically becoming a bigger family. But yeah, let's talk about Hina in the first part of the episode. She basically had this boy crush. I believe we've all been there. We either had a girl crush or a boy crush in high school, or like her in general school. And we want to do something to impress them, right? You want to show them how much we like them. And the way she thought of doing it was by making him a bento box, which again is probably something that happens quite a lot in Japan, something that the girls do to impress guys. But I can totally understand how from his point of view he was not even realizing that she exists basically, and in a way it's kind of sad. But I think at least many of us have been in that kind of situation where you like somebody but they really have no idea about that, and they don't even think about you. They basically don't like you in that kind of way. And we probably all had other people that have a crush on us and we never realized at some point, or at least most of us probably did. That's how life works, you can't always find your crush. Usually is not the person who also is loving you. It's just natural, and it was cool to see her get over this stage because she's obviously a young girl. I wasn't sure exactly how old she is, but since she's in middle school, I'd assume something like 13, 14, that kind of range from the way she looks. And yeah, the way she behaves, that's the kind of age range I put her in. You know, Kiriyama is 17 from the first episode, so that seems about right, 3 to 4 years younger than him. He's obviously much more mature, and yeah, the older sister is probably a bit older than Kiriyama, but not by much. Maybe the difference between them is as big as the difference between Kiriyama and the middle sister, Hina. How she got over it was pretty basic in a way, but the important bit that we have to remember from this whole interaction was that Kiriyama was there for her, right? When she was at her worst point, where she was really sad that this guy didn't accept the gift box, the lunch she made for him, Kiriyama was there to basically pick her up and motivate her, and Kiriyama was there for her to cry on his shoulder basically, and that's what why I'm thinking that later on in the series she may develop a crush for him, because if you think about it, he's the one who really is there for her when she needs someone the most. That was something that he did in the previous episode, that was something that he did again in this episode, so maybe she develops a crush for him, or maybe it's actually the other way around, or maybe they both like each other, you know, and maybe by the end of the series they would be a couple. That would be a possibility, and the age difference is maybe a problem, but I don't think if they're only like 3 years apart, it's not that big of a deal, you know. Her sister also helped her with it was a really beautiful scene when she said basically the same words that her mother said to her when she was in the same situation to her sister. Now she plays this motherly figure role because she has to. I don't think she wants to be in that kind of hypostase, in that kind of position, but she pretty much has to. She's the oldest sister, and she has to take care of her younger siblings, so she has it pretty hard, but she's such a nice person, you know. She's absolutely fantastic. She's able to make everyone happier when she's around. That's why I like Akari so much as a character, and I respect her a lot for what she's able to do, even though she's been through the same kind of trouble that everyone else in her family has. She has that maturity to her, you know, and her sense of responsibility is really strong. She wants to protect everybody and make them cute and fluffy, round and fluffy, basically, just like Nikaido, who apparently got her attention in the second part of the episode, and it was really funny. I was actually saying during the reaction that I'm expecting them to have some kind of funny interaction, because he's exactly what she wants everybody to be, right? So that was fine. I wasn't expecting her to actually have a crush on him. I was expecting maybe to be more of a comedic thing, but it actually seems like she has a legit crush on him, you know. And maybe they end up together by the end of the series. That would be nice and cool. Maybe not. Maybe they just stay friends. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, it was a really cool interaction between them, and I'm happy that that is something that the show showcased even so early. I was thinking that it may happen, but again, not so early, and this seems to be like a theme in this show, where things that I'm expecting to happen at a later part of the series, they just do it in the very next episode. You know, it just surprised me that way. Other than that, we got some more information about Nikaido. He's still trying to improve. He's still trying to think about how to beat Rei and leave a legacy behind. He wants his own shogi move or shogi strategy named after him, which is really cool. I like the fact that he's very determined to reach his goals, and he doesn't get distracted by his loss basically to Kiriyama, and is able to come back to him and practice with him in order to become stronger. And that's ultimately what I think is his strongest quality, the ability to get back up after every defeat. He's kind of like a samurai if you think about it. He's really portrays that kind of spirit where you keep fighting until you can't fight anymore. And yeah, he's a really cool character, definitely one of my favorites in the show. We also got to see a little bit of his butler, who is overprotective of him, but I think you have to, because he got in trouble when he didn't have his butler around, and now that his butler is basically spying on him with GPS, he knows exactly where he is at every point in time. But it's nice that he has that parent figure in his life. And it's also nice that by the end of the show, everyone was together in one room eating sweets and food and whatnot. It was a great scene. But other than that, this episode didn't have that much meat to it. It didn't have that much content that I could talk about or analyze. It was a simple episode, quite basic in its delivery, but it had some important moments. It hinted to, you know, some kind of relationship, more than friendship between Rei and Hina at some point later in the series. We also got a relationship between Nikaido and Akari, but I'm not sure if that will come to any conclusion. Maybe they'll just keep it as a gag, which is completely fine. We got some scenes with Momo being absolutely cute, which is to be expected. But yeah, other than that, not much more has been going in this episode. So what's left for me to do is think about what would happen next. Well, it's probably a new character, I assume, will have to be introduced in the next episode of the show, because at this point, if you think about it, the three sisters have all been introduced to a point where we kind of understand their character and how they think and their personality. We also understood Nikaido, his butler, you know, the grandfather got some time. Even Smith and Issa got enough screen time for us to understand of what kind of characters they would be in the future, what their role may be in the future, and how things will play out. So I assume in the next episode we either get an episode very focused on Rei, we maybe get to find more about his past. Even this episode there was a scene where he was being abused by that woman. We don't know if is his mother or if he's I don't know, some other woman in his life, maybe sister or, you know, girlfriend or just a friend from school or work or whatever. But yeah, he was abused by somebody, so I'm expecting maybe in the next episode we delve deeper in his past, maybe get some kind of flashback episode of what happened before he moved where he's living now. And if that's not the case, the only other thing that I can think of that they could do in the next episode is introduce another rival for him. Not in the same way as Nikaido is another rival, but rather a new match, maybe somebody that's higher than him in standings in ELO or whatever they use to rank the show. They use dance, and I know they have like a complicated rank system, but yeah, basically maybe he has like a really big match against somebody that's stronger than him, and maybe we get to see him preparing for that match. So yeah, basically we either see something that about his past, we either see something that will come in the future, his preparation for an opponent that he'll have to face in the future. That's my prediction. But as far as this show goes, it usually did both of my prediction in one episode, so maybe both of those things will happen in the next episode, who knows. But yeah, I think that's about it that I have to say for this episode. Guys, if you want to support this channel, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe for more, and check my Patreon. It's right here somewhere at the bottom of the screen. You can get to see a week in advance, and you can also join me on Discord. We can talk about anime and whatnot, gaming and other stuff, and you can even get to see reactions that have the actual footage from the episode in the background, so you don't have to use maybe two screens or two devices. Makes it a lot easier for you guys who use phones to watch my reactions. But thank you so much for watching. I've been Leo, the professional weeb, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sayonara.